Alright guys, so I really hope you enjoyed the San Diego trip. That was a lot of fun. So back again. So after that San Diego trip, I did a 3-day double Tampa layover. So didn't really do too much in Tampa. Got down there the first night, just went out to dinner with a couple crew members, and me and another crew member just kind of went out and explored Tampa a little bit more. And then that day we did a turn and burn up to Buffalo, and we got back pretty early into Tampa. So I went to the Tampa Bay Lightning hockey game. Game was a lot of fun. They were honoring, for those who are hockey fans, they were honoring Marty St. Louis for his induction into the Hall of Fame. So it was just a really fun night, great atmosphere, fantastic place to catch a hockey game if you're ever in Tampa. Highly recommend it. That was just a really quick, easy trip. Nothing too crazy happened at all, which was nice. Certainly needed that. Did fly on Thanksgiving. It was funny. Everyone was coming on board saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry you have to work today." And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, well, I'm not. Sorry, I'm partially distracted doing this. I'm watching one of my favorite movies, Singing in the Rain. Then did the San Diego trip again, and I flew with one of my classmates. So that the San Diego this time around wasn't too bad. We didn't have that canceled flight before as we did on the previous trip. So got down to Orlando that first night. I'm not the biggest fan of Orlando, so I just kind of relaxed and hung out. And first and foremost, let me tell you this. So on the flight out to San Diego, we had a pretty packed bus, but I had a Navy sailor. He was scrunched in between these two people in a middle seat. So in my last row, I did have an aisle seat open. So I moved him back to that aisle seat, and sitting across from him, there was an unaccompanied minor. Them two just hit it off, and they became the best buds, and I was able to capture a picture of it. Just a really cool moment. So that was really cool to see. So we get into San Diego. We were actually going to go back to that El Camino, but they were closed. So we went to Crack Shack instead. It's down around the corner from El Camino. It's a real cool outdoor type environment. It's still on the flight path into San Diego, so I was happy I could watch airplanes. And it's actually where I got Uber Eats delivered from at the end of the last video before we flew out that night. So we just walked back to the hotel after that and kept it a pretty low-key evening. The next day I slept in, so I wanted to enjoy as much of San Diego as I could before we flew out that night. So the rest of the night just kind of wound down. Me and my classmate, we went down to the pool area for a little bit and just hung out before it was time to get ready. And then come to find out we were actually delayed, so it did give us a chance to go and get dinner at the Little Italy Food Hall there in San Diego. Really cool place. Little stands set up all around, offering different types of food and all that. So we're able to go there before the long red-eye flight back. So then after I got back from the San Diego trip, I went home for a day, just 24 hours. Had to go home and get some stuff. And so went home, got lunch with my grandparents, and then went out to dinner with some of my friends there in Columbus.
That's for women. Better than sex. I hope that gets on the video. So, gonna have to edit that out.
And then we went to Top Golf in Columbus. It just opened up and it was awesome. It was a really cold night outside. I think it was 30 degrees, but with the heaters going and all that, it was a lot of fun. And did that, then had to catch an early flight the next morning to come back because I had a turn and burn down to West Palm Beach. I know one thing I was asked about when I went to do this channel was to talk about the training process to be a flight attendant. So before I was a flight attendant, I was a 911 dispatcher for 5 years, and having a public safety background and the customer relations background certainly was helpful. Training for my company was 3.5 weeks, almost 4 weeks in Orlando. It was strenuous. I want to say, was it 8 in the morning or 7 in the morning that we started, and the latest that we went I think was 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock at night some days. We had a lot of tests, hands-on drills and all that. It was really non-stop. Day one, there was a couple tests that we had to do. So, and it really set the precedent of what this job was going to be like, of what they expect of you starting out the gate. You made friends very quickly. People get sent home because of them failing out or whatever. You know, that did really sting. Fortunately, I only lost one close friend of mine in training. It was actually someone who was at my hiring event when I went for that, who I had met and connected with pretty well. So I was very lucky there. Everyone that I was close with, we all graduated. So I think it was after the first week in training, we found out our base assignments and where we were going to be based. So Philadelphia, Trenton was the first on my list, and I got what I wanted. Now there were people who did not get their first choices. And now they've since relocated because we were able to transfer around. So definitely don't get discouraged if you don't get your initial base assignment, because you certainly can transfer when you are in training. Find time to yourself also. Yes, studying is very important. Keeping on the ball is very important. Find some relaxed time though. My relaxed time was going down to the pool. Going down the pool, swimming, relaxing in the hot tub. Only for, even if it was a half hour at night, it still just kind of helped me reset and refocus on what I was there to do. Make friends, make study groups, keep each other going.
Remain seated. Evacuate. Open seatbelts, get out, leave everything. Open seatbelts, get out, leave everything. Open.
After we graduated from training, I went home only for a couple days. Training, you graduate, then you get your IOE information, initial operating experience. So you go out with a check flight attendant, you fly for a set amount of hours that the company wants you to fly for, and you have a checklist that you go through with the check flight attendant. And they basically sign off on you saying that you can do this job. So my check flight attendant was awesome. I still keep in contact with her to this day. She was a great help to me and continues to be a great help. It was actually really awesome. That trip where I laid over in Atlanta that next day, I did fly with one of my old trainers. It was her first day back out on the line since leaving training. I asked her, like, you're leaving training? She goes, yeah, she missed flying. If you're a trainer, you don't really ever fly, and you can miss out on a lot of fun, great experiences. Now, I will tell you guys this though. Do not get discouraged about getting a thanks, but no thanks from airlines. I got them, I got a few. And you get excited too, because you go through these processes, you get your assessments, you get video interviews, you may even get live in-person interviews or phone interviews or what have you. And so you get excited as these processes go along, you get that next step, and then you just get the wind taken out of you because you get that thanks but no thanks. Do not get discouraged though. It takes some folks a very long time to get into this job, and just understand this is a very competitive field. A lot of people want to do this. Just do not get discouraged. And when I say this runs through your blood, I'm going to give you two quick examples. Two people work for my airline. They're fantastic people. They both worked for previous airlines before. The one girl is an R base. Back in the day, she worked for Worldwide Airlines and TWA and came back to work because she missed flying so much. And same thing with another gentleman who is in one of our other bases. Exact same thing, same age group and all that. He worked for TWA back in the day, was showing us pictures of all the fun times he was having with crews on layovers and all that. And same thing, his kids are grown, out of the house, and he's like, I needed a fun retirement job, so he came back to the airlines. So once you get into this, you're gonna get addicted. And it's interesting too, because we even had people in my training class who may have just left an airline not that long ago, or was transferring, laterally moving up from a smaller regional to my airline, if you will. And they were just so excited to have their wings again. It runs through your blood.